Good morning. I am Eli Juicy Jones. This is Overall Vaping Headquarters, and I want to welcome you to Vaping Dawn to Dusk. This morning, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. This morning, we're going to do DIY. Collin's here with us, Chili Dog from Instagram. We're going to follow up on the AZ Swagg Sauce DIY challenge that we did where I copied a formula using their DIY recipes, or using their DIY ingredients, and we're going to answer questions from the audience. So I'm bringing Collin in right now. Here he is.
Good
Say
morning.
hi. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
I started the show over, and you know what I can do? I just go in afterwards and I chop everything before that off. I just delete it. So it's like I can do that. I'm sorry I had you muted. I love you. I'm so sorry I did that. It was just an accident. All right, so there's Collin Chili Dog. You guys remember him? He's been on here a few times. We've been doing DIY. And last week you vaped all your DIY, right?
I vaped all the unicorn milk. I have some of the apple one left.
Yeah, so last week, or 2 weeks ago, Collin and I had a DIY episode. We'll put a card up here. And we both made different recipes. He made a unicorn milk copy and a muffin apple cinnamon thingamajiggy. I don't know what the name of it is. Anyway, it's good. So he vaped all those. I actually made 4 bottles, so I've still got 2 left. I didn't touch these. They've been sitting here 2 weeks. So I'm going to vape these. And let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Cliff's here. Sammy Joe, Ed Tucker, Eric Smart, Carlos Flores, Chris, Chili Dog, are you there?
I am in there somewhere. Yes.
Where are you, man? Just kidding. That's great. Good morning, everybody. Tell everybody what you're vaping on right now. In addition to your black coffee or whatever it is.
Yes, my black stuff. Yeah, I've got some DIY lemon lime chai tea with a hint of juicy orange. Really
Chai
good.
tea, lemon, and orange, and it's not annoying. I don't mean to use that word, but you know what I mean. The lemon can really get you if you don't. There's some things to do, but
It's a lemon lime. It's a Capella lemon lime, so it's
that's
a bit
cool.
of bit of citrus fruit.
Cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah, with chai tea really on the back end and some juicy orange.
What does the chai tea do? Does it give you like a bitter tea flavor, or does it give you like a creamy flavor, or does it give you like
spices and cloves?
Okay?
A tea spice clove thing. It's quite good.
That sounds good. I'm a big chai fan. Big chai fan. It's delicious chai. It's delicious. So that sounds good.
And then on my my mouth to lung, just some lemon lime. Just lemon lime.
That's awesome. I'm actually vaping on this Captain Tank. I'm actually vaping some of the swag sauce that they sent me here. It's called I think this is Mean Muffin, which is not my favorite of the 4 they sent me. But anyway, I picked that up just to empty that out, but because I need to use the mod to put stuff on. But I'm vaping on my AIM 9 RDA that I just reviewed, and the e-liquid in here is Get 'em Great Drink from Swag Sauce, or no, I'm sorry, from Van Gogh Vapes, and this stuff is good. Here's one reason why you guys are constantly seeing me push Van Gogh vapes, and it is because I don't like fruit vapes. I don't like grape drink vapes. I've tried a million of them. They're all either acerbic, or they come across as, or they're menthols. Often grape drinks are menthols because it has to be that way for some reason. But not this. This stuff is like it smells horrible to me. Like to me, it smells like a grape drink that I'm going to hate. But what it smells like is the grapiest grape you've ever smelled. It's like, oh my God, grape. But it vapes so smooth. That's what Van Gogh does, is you drip it on there and vape it, and it's just better than you thought and different. It's cool, and they're always smooth. Love these guys. Sammy Joe loves chai tea too. We got a vote. Shall I turn on the desk cam? Start talking about maybe what kind of DIY you've been thinking about. We talked about this briefly before the show, about how I had 0 plans of what to make, and you had actually thought about it.
No, I haven't. I've got a load. Ooh, that smells nice. I've got a load of a load of flavors, and I'm just gonna kind of wing it, I think, and just calculate some percentages and make some. I don't know.
Cool.
We can put it up for a vote in the chat at the worst.
That's a good idea. Absolutely. You guys chime in. Tell us what you want to do. I'm gonna try to make. I just got some new nicotine from my Freedom Smokes, and I've tried a bunch of different kinds of nicotine. In my opinion, I don't like nude nicotine. I don't like Wizard Labs. I like my Freedom Smokes, and I like Nicotine River. those two nicotines are nicotines I like, and I must be sensitive to it or something. But many companies I get juice from, and it just makes me sick the minute I vape it. And that was my reaction to nude nicotine. Makes me sick the minute I vape it. Even if I'm vaping at 1%, I'm just like, and 2% is too much. 3% makes me dead sick instantly.
Wow.
And so I'm a little, I vape low nic anyway, but good smooth nic, no. I mean, like the Van Gogh vapes came through. These are all 3, and I can vape all these.
Huh.
So
I do find with some manufacturers the nicotine quality does vary. I can agree with you there.
yeah. Well, you're in Europe. Where do you buy your nicotine from? It's got to be different from here.
Well, it's TPD, so you're very limited. You can buy 10 mils of nicotine at 20 milligrams per milliliter maximum. But then you can buy as many of those bottles as you want. So you can buy 100 bottles of it.
You can't buy pure nicotine.
No, you can't buy pure. Well, I think you probably need a license or something.
Right.
Looked into it.
But so
Publicly, no.
you just buy multiple bottles. That's what you do.
Yes, pain in the end, but yeah, you do. Yeah.
That is a pain. All right, so I'm going to start doing my wicking so I can try these juices that we did last week. Honestly, I've been smelling these, and oh my God, they smell good. They both smell good. You guys can remember that one of them was a strawberry that came from somebody on eLiquid Recipes. If you're not a member of eLiquid Recipes, become a member of eLiquid Recipes. It's e-liquid-recipes.com. And that's where you can trade recipes, talk to people, look at flavors, it tells you the specific gravity of all of your flavors so you know how to weigh them out and that kind of stuff, so it's cool. So I made a strawberry milk recipe based on some of the stuff that, based on some of the ingredients that I had. And I also took Swagg Sauce flavors. And I made those into this one. And it's the same, it's a strawberry, kind of a creamier cream than this one is. But it used the same percentages and very similar flavors. That Swagg Sauce sells flavors that are pretty close to the ones that you'd see from Capella Flavor Arts. Anyway, so I'm going to wick up a couple of things and while you're mixing and we're chatting and do this.
Eric says, Eric in chat, make a fluffy custard with some delicious fruity toppings. Yeah,
Can you do that?
Yeah, I could do that.
Custard, fruit. That is a good combo. What is the best in cooking? This is one of the well-known best combos in cooking. What is it? With custards and fruit. I mean, top of your head. Say again.
Rhubarb. Rhubarb.
Okay, yeah, rhubarb. That's good because it's bitter and the custard sweet, right?
Yeah.
I think the number one is custard and raspberry. Raspberry and chocolate, custard and chocolate. Raspberry is a universal berry that does better than cherry, does better than blueberry, it does better than almost every other flavor at delivering a berry flavor through whatever else. So that's really interesting. Rhubarb's a good idea, dude. You think a rhubarb vape would I mean, rhubarb is a bitter flavor, but it's a very bright fruity flavor, so it's a good flavor. I think a lot of people might dig that, dude.
I don't have rhubarb, but I've heard there are some rhubarb and custard vapes that are quite good.
I like the idea.
I might do custard with some harvest berry.
What is harvest berry?
It's like red fruits.
I see.
Blackberries,
I see.
strawberries,
Generic berries.
Raspberries. Yeah, it's just berries.
Sure.
That might be good. Because I don't have raspberry, I've got strawberries, peach.
You know what will be good in the recipe that I'm thinking of that you're doing the version of is a version that has some biscuit in it from Inawera.
Ah, yeah.
Because that is, I would do that with you, but I don't have a good percentage to use that in. I've only used it once. I liked it, but I didn't nail the percentage, so I don't know. I think it'd be about 2 to 4. But maybe some of the audience.
The Inawera biscuit probably 2, if I can remember correctly.
Because it's a strong flavor that tastes like cardboard if you put too much in.
Too much, yeah.
Bad cardboard, not good cardboard. For those of you who like cardboard, someone does, right?
Yeah, someone must eat it.
And then, yeah, so Cliff says it doesn't really taste like pound cake, but it tastes like a custard. So, yeah, that's okay. Like, to me, butter cracker from Swagg Sauce doesn't taste like a custard, really. I mean, sometimes it does usually, but to me, it tastes like a sugar cookie. Now it tastes like a custard. I'm not sure. I mean, flavors can change. They can. And it's really tough as a flavor company to make flavors that stay the same. Okay. So I'm just wicking. What are you doing? Are you putting ingredients aside for your
No,
imagined
I'm
recipe?
just trying to decide. I'll probably look at the medians for some of the. I'm trying to decide if I add some peach.
Hey, there's Robert Milner just joined us. Good morning to everybody. If you just joined us, I'm Juicy Jones, and that is Collin Chili Dog from the south of France. This is our international show here, Vaping Dawn to Dusk, and I have do this every single weekend. Normally, this is an interview show where we interview vapors, get their vaping story, but every once in a while we do a DIY show because it's fun as hell, and we get to interact with you. So if you're here, talk to us in the chat. Ask us questions if you want to. I receive billions of questions every day, and I didn't really prepare very well, but I figured I would just open up my Instagram and start reading questions that people ask me.
Okay, harvest berry. Let's check what the median for that is.
Let's see. So here's a question I got from dcar33 over on Instagram. D period CARR 33 on Instagram, and this is our gal friend. She could be in the audience, maybe. If not, let's answer this. She was asking about what is a good first, absolute simplest tank, RDA, whatever mod to start building on. We talk about this all the time. All the time. Probably one of the most common questions I get asked is this. And what do you think, Collin? Everyone has an opinion here, and if you're in the audience, and if you're watching on the replay, chime in.
Simplest tank RDA.
What's the best beginner? Like somebody's like, oh, I've been using tanks. I want to use an RDA. What do you think?
Ooh.
What do you tell them? I've got 3 dozen suggestions.
Probably some kind of Genesis style because you got the deck on the top. Makes it a bit easier to build on.
Yeah.
But then as far as I don't have many personally, I don't have.
You mean RDTA?
RDTA, yeah.
Yeah. It's important because Genesis is actually not at all like those RDTAs. Genesis refers to a complex system that includes the one post single air hole and all that junk, and those are a pain in the ass that only vapors who started 12 years ago want to mess with. Anyway, so you think something like that, like avocado, serpent, RDTA.
Avocado, yeah.
Your video stopped there, buddy.
Ready?
Oh, there, you're back. Avocado, yeah.
Yeah, I started. I think that was my first RDTA with the avocado.
Sammy Joe says avocado 24. She loves that, large enough, wide.
Yeah.
I recommended to her the Serpent RDTA because it is a single coil. It is the easiest thing in the universe in the middle, and you can put 26. You can get a basic kit from Coilmaster. It has some 26 in it. You can roll up 6 wraps of 26, stick it in that Serpent SMM. It's got an RDTA style deck, so you're going to use less is more technique, where you chop it short like we always do here in the channel. And it's going to work like $1 million. That's a good starter.
Good.
Avocado 24 SC, same deal, but it's a dual and single convertible. So it gives you a little bit more room to grow with convertibility. Or you can pick any RDA in the world. There are dozens. If you have to make a decision about what you want it to look like, to be honest, because
what your budget is.
And what your budget is, exactly. That's some of the most important stuff. But you can do so much. Like this AIM 9 RDA that I'm making right now is inexpensive. It's like $23 and is excellent. Competes with the Tsunami and the Kennedy on a budget. And there's so many. So many good ones. And my favorites are the Goon, the Avocado, just like Collin said. I love this AIM 9 one. The new Lush Plus is pretty good. The Lush Plus is not for beginners, in my opinion. It depends on how much air you want, honestly, because that one is for people who want all air open all the time, like our friend Stuart, who is open air all the time. I think he would like that. Evil Monkey.
I have open air on my RDA, but it's quite a small, restricted airflow. So.
Do you like it that way?
Lightly restricted, yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I do too. Oh, Brian Mills, OBS Engine. OBS Engine is another very good one. It's an RTA. The engine comes in a million different varieties, but the engine is got great flavor. Doesn't ever leak. Never leaks, and is easy to build on. Has a big deck. You can also get an engine mini. I prefer probably the mini size, 22. But that's another good recommendation.
Okay, I'm building my recipe on ELR. I'll make it public and post the link afterwards.
Nice. Brian Mills says Digiflavor links because it's leak proof. I don't know. I can verify from firsthand experience that almost everything from OBS doesn't leak, but I don't know about the Digiflavor. That's cool. OBS is the only company that tripled down on not leaking. All they do is stuff that doesn't leak, except for the Crius, it leaks. But that's because it's an RDTA. It's a limitless style. Another recommendation we got from the audience is a limitless, which is a good two-post.
I'd go with the combo over the limitless. You spend a bit more, but you get a lot of options.
Maybe.
You can do a lot of things with it.
But if we're just recommending toppers, the combo has a little bit more of a thing. But that is a good system. You're right. I'm just clearing off.
Yeah, the limitless, you're going to have to do dual coil. I don't think you can do single coil.
No, you cannot. And one of the things for beginners, you're going to go over this real quick. But for beginners, making single coils first is very easy.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. There's things to worry about with dual coils, like them firing evenly and stuff. That's a little bit tougher. But honestly, that learning curve is very low. You can get, say, an avocado 22, and then put it in a single coil, and then just work on it, right?
Yep, big fan of single coil. Switched to dual coil recently, just change it up a bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm normally single coil.
Yeah, I definitely go solid into both. I love my Conqueror Mini. It's a small dual coil. There we go. Our coils are firing. It's a small dual coil RDA, and it's really great. But the Serpent, Motofo is killing it with these little RTAs, I think. They make affordable. Yeah, they really are. They make affordable, good-looking, useful, great flavor. Their whole line is just really good right now. So that's cool. Check this out. I'm using Texas Tough, which is the stuff. I love Texas Tough Quick Wicks. I do a lot of single and dual coil builds in RTAs and even RDAs as well. And I just think Quick Wicks is the best. It doesn't change size. And it's a little bit tougher to use because you have to touch it with liquid before you fully deploy it. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
But so what?
A bit like the is it the Mooch Collin? You have to touch it a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Although if you take the tops, if you use the Mooch correctly, you don't have to do that.
Kendo as well, I believe, no?
Yeah, Kendo is more like a sponge. I've grown not to like Kendo and Lightning and Cotton Bacon. I mean, they work great and they're easy to use, but they're shreddy. Kendo's the shreddiest cotton ever. And they're like spongy and shreddy. And so that to me is not the best mechanism for the vaping. Like, I need them to be a little more directional and a little bit more stranded, and just for my science bug, because a lot of the stuff I do requires kind of precise hydro, it's kind of precise. We want these to go in a certain direction. And sometimes I feel like with Cotton Bacon and with Kendo type products, I don't get that. I don't get that control. It just soaks all the way through instantly, and it's a little bit too fast. Sometimes with my RTAs, I want to be able to control the rate, and I want that to be a plug that stops that e-liquid and grabs it and moves it to the thing. And I get more often than I do with Texas Tough. I get, spitting or coils that are too wet or whatever, or I have to use too much cotton. It's just my own personal preference. It's good stuff though.
Okay, so far I've got Harvest Berry at 4%, Sweet Strawberry at 3%, 8%, and then I think we'll add.
So we're about 9%, 10%. You're gonna add one more thing.
Right
maybe?
Now we're at 10. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up to like 15, 16 probably.
Oh, cool. That sounds good. So it's a strawberry heavy mixed fruit custard so far with a vanilla base.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, vanilla base, yeah.
Quick question, best steeping type for custard flavors? A lot.
Yeah, at least 4 days a week. Probably a week. Until it gets, you can probably vape it before then, depending on how much custard you put in.
Yeah, probably at least a week for it to settle down.
Yeah.
It's not going to be very good when you first get it. It's going to taste really bland. really bland. You're going to be like, there's no flavor in this except for the fruit or whatever. It's terrible. And then that custard starts developing in 2 weeks, you're going to like it. 3 weeks, it's going to be finished. So vapeable in 1, you'll like it in 2. That's almost true for any kind of steeping. 1 week, you can vape it. 2 weeks, you probably like it. 3 weeks, it's finished. I might be exaggerating.
So I'm wondering, should I just go crazy with fruits and add some lemon, Sicily lemon?
I don't know about the lemon myself. Most people,
it's a bit.
well, and in my experience, when I add lemon to stuff, or when I was working on my cereal recipe perfection or whatever, the biggest complaint I got about it was people didn't like the lemon. It was too much, or I had to reduce it, or whatever, and I had to work on that part of it. So, part of that could have been my miscalculation, but part of it might just be that I'm not sure people like lemon vape.
Are you kidding? Loads of people like lemon vapes.
I don't see a lot of that. Do you? I mean, yeah. I'm totally interested.
Oh, in Europe, yeah. I think there's like 3 out of 6 of us vaping lemon at work.
Well, that's interesting. I do think that there are big differences in the palates and tastes of people elsewhere. Like, I know that in Europe, people vape a lot more menthol than they do in the U.S. A lot more. Like, to the tune of it's a normal thing people accept. They're like, oh, you're vaping menthol. Okay, but here it's like, oh, Jesus, what are you, sick? Like, what's wrong with you?
Like, I already told you I only vape it when I'm sick.
Oh, you're one of those too.
Yeah, I'm not a big menthol person.
Luke did too, but I noticed that the lines, because I pay attention to the lines that get sent here and there, and I watch them and I'm like, there's a lot of menthol going back there. Although menthol's coming back in popularity, to be honest. I think like Vancouver, Van Gogh just did another refresh of 2 of their menthols. I think that maybe the flavors are getting more sophisticated and that people aren't as bad at making e-liquid, and that maybe that's why the quality might have improved, and that's why that there's more of a demand for menthols. Possibly. I'm just completely speculating.
True. But there's the Coolada as well, which is it's the menthol without the mint, isn't that right? Is that it?
Is that a thing?
Coolada?
I don't know. Oh, is that what that refers to?
Yeah, it's Coolada, yeah. I believe it's the menthol coldness without the mint taste.
Okay.
Okay, sweet cream.
Okay, this is just about wicked up with this juice. This one is the one that is Swagg Sauce flavors. And it smells delicious. Like a light strawberry cream. The strawberry's not very heavy. Chris Greslak's here. Hey man, how are you doing? Looks like Sammy says her daughter loves mint tea, and that's why she likes menthol. So she likes menthol vapes. That's cool. Oh yeah, happy July 4th, by the way, Big Blackman. Happy July 4th, everybody in the United States. I totally forgot just for a second. I was talking about it all day yesterday, but it's July 4th here, so happy Independence Day. Don't forget that Heaven Gifts is having a big 30% off sale. There's a link on the Facebook group. And Swagg Sauce is having a sale. I think pretty much everybody's having a sale. You should go check them out. All right, I'm vaping this.
A little bit of caramel. We add a little bit of caramel. It's going to be really sweet.
It's is the caramel sweet or is it bitter? I like the bitter.
This is the sweet caramel.
That's too low. Okay, I'm going back up to like 80 watts. This is the Swagg Sauce. It tastes like a real milky yogurt. Or no, not yogurt. What is that? It's milky cream.
Sounds good.
It's got like a Bavarian vanilla milk cream with a little bit of strawberry. That's good. It's got a little bit of a bitter nose flavor finish. I like it. I can't quite.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. One of the Swagg Sauce flavors that I put in there. I think it's the Bavarian cream. Has a slight bit of a tang.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just vaping more of it.
Okay.
It's creamy, creamy, creamy. It's basically cream. It's delicious vanilla strawberry cream. So this suits me, and I'm gonna vape the crap out of it.
So good.
The recipe for this is in that last video. I'll grab it, put it in the description of this video after the show here. It's good. That's good. I'm gonna vape this. Huh. I kind of over dripped when I was doing the dripping here, so now it's all over my mod. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna try the one with the regular flavors. The other flavors that I used were flavors from Flavor Apprentice and from not Inawera, but from what's her name? Why can't I think of any words today? I think I might have early onset Alzheimer's. Yes, Capella. Thank you.
TFA.
Yeah. Hey, there's Richard Case. How are you, man? What's going on? We're talking DIY. I'm Juicy Jones. There's our friend Collin Chili Dog. And yeah, we're vaping, and we're not vaping. We're doing DIY. We are actually vaping too.
We are vaping too. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
But it's Saturday morning. It's Vaping Dawn to Dusk. This is a DIY morning. Did you just vape that for the first time?
Oh no, I haven't finished mixing yet. I'm still mixing.
I'm gonna grab my Nuve mod and the Lush Plus. Try the other one.
Should be shouldn't take long.
Need some more watts. Wow, that's a lot of watts. I think I'm going to pick another RDA because this one is full of delicious juice that I don't want to get rid of. The Lush Plus is an oddball because it's got bottom airflow, and the airflow isn't adjustable, and that's normally one of my pet peeves, but the flavor on it is really good, and if I crank up the watts, it's actually really good. So I'm not complaining too much. I'll just pop this cotton out of the Cheetah 2. Cheetah 2 is a great little RDA. O-rings are a little bit tight.
Okay, I'm on the last concentrate, the sweet cream.
Sweet cream is delicious. What purpose do you use sweet cream for? Besides everything.
Yeah.
Just to explain.
Creamy sweetener, I guess.
Yeah, it gives a milky flavor, and it's sweet, and it's something you combine with marshmallow that almost always helps you.
Kind of has a condensed milk kind of smell.
Yeah, condensed milk kind of smell. Right, you can't overdo it. Or you can easily, I mean. You can overdo
easily,
it.
Yeah. I'm 1.5%.
Yeah, I mean, please don't overdo it. That's what I'm trying to say. Just firing this up, trying to see if these are even. They're not.
Okay. Sorry about the squeaky noises.
No worries.
I got my going with some 20 PG 80 VG this time instead of 100 VG.
On your nicotine?
Yeah, the base, yeah.
Oh, on the base. You know, actually, on this new nicotine that I actually bought 50/50 PG VG.
Huh.
Because before I was using all VG, and it was
it
was annoying.
How come? Why annoying?
Because it just was always, it was just so thick. Even at room temperature, it was so freaking thick that it was difficult to use. And I'm not sure that the flavor was that great. And so even though I was trying to go for max VG, I think that the nicotine just is a little bit better in PG. I know that sounds weird, but I think it might be. I'm having a dickens of a time getting these coils to fire evenly, and I just said them the other day. I'm so frustrated right now. Actually, I'm not frustrated. I'm just befuddled, confused.
Befuddled, confused, oh dear.
Yes.
Doesn't sound good.
It's not my style to feel this way. So I'm going to push this little monster further in. Did you get your ingredients in?
Yep. And now it's shaky time. Trying to shake without having my seat squeak. Did you have any other questions?
Oh, probably so. I haven't looked, and I certainly will. I'm just adjusting this thing. I think I see what the problem is now.
Which atomizer is that?
It's the Cheetah 2. I think I may have been wrong about the Cheetah 2. I think it may be a bigger pain than I thought. I built it maybe 7 times, 6 or 7 times. But now it's getting tougher. Oh, now it's perfect. Okay. It was perfect the day I did it too. I guess actually what's happening is that naturally over time the posts are getting looser. It's been probably 3 or 4 weeks now. And so that happens with RDA, some more than others.
Oh yeah, if your screws get loose, if they yeah.
Yeah, and I realized that in this case I haven't looked at this in probably 5 days. And so I think the screws were getting loose and I just didn't notice. Yeah, what's up in the chat here? It looks like they're talking about menthols, and some people like them, some people don't. Richard Kinney says he loves his 13 Heavens 9 Hills. Yeah, that's great. I like everything he does. I love my Twisted Messes. Those are great. The 13 Heavens 9 Hills has huge post holes. Huge. I don't like the bottom airflow though. It's just me. In that one. I guess I'm starting to warm up to bottom airflow a little bit here, to tell you the truth. Generally. Alright, so I'm going to wick this up and I'm going to vape the other strawberry in this. The other one I made with the traditional flavors. How is your shake and vape? Is it okay?
I'm just drying out my cotton. I forgot my cotton, so I'm just going to dry this out and
Right on.
try it then. I may have over dripped previously, so...
No one does that. Really?
What?
No one's done that. Who overdrips? Nobody. Principal arguments against bottom airflow. Bottom airflow has great flavor. That's why people love it. That's why they go to the trouble. What you do is you learn to drip less, quite simply. Like a food.
Why would you do that? Just
Kill it. Kill it.
The juice.
It's one reason people like TFE8s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Looks like Cliff's going to work. Have a great day, dude. Have a super nice day. Cliff Bales. Regular viewer. And he's awesome. There we go. Now I'm just cutting off some AXAS. So, shake and vape potential for that one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's good, huh?
I'm gonna try this right now, but yeah, definitely a lot of very fruity berry flavor.
Or it's passing the smell test.
The smell test is good, yes. Obviously, have to wait a little bit to see how that custard comes out.
One thing I like about all these strawberry vapes is that they come out clear. And when you add the nicotine to them, they'll turn a little yellow. He's vaping it.
Yep. Winner. Yep.
Affirmative response. Affirmative response.
Oh, yeah. God, I'm getting good at just throwing stuff together.
Winging it. So that was an audience request. That's cool.
Yeah. A fruity custard, yeah. So it's got just 4 ingredients: sweet strawberry, harvest berry, which is, like I said, a mix of strawberry, raspberry, looks like red berries, black currants, and blackberries.
Right on.
That's what it shows on the bottle.
They show black currants?
Yeah, it looks like it's got black currant in it, yeah.
Okay.
Have to check the flavor profile.
And what else?
Then the vanilla custard and the sweet cream.
Nice. Sweet cream is such a staple. I love that stuff. And it's really just my style too. Like I just really like the creamy vapes, and that particular one provides a sweetener and a nice condensed milk type of pleasant flavor. If you don't overdo it, that I think is great. That's just me though.
Yeah, that works. Sorted.
Sorted. You dig it. It worked. All right, I'm just about to vape on this second flavor. The first flavor that I vaped on was the Swagg Sauce recipe strawberry cream, and the second one here is the other one that uses Capella and Flavor Apprentice flavors. Lewis Farmington says, do we reply to live stream content? Yeah, you must have just tuned in. If you just tuned in, I'm Juicy Jones. This is our friend Collin. This is Vaping Dawn to Dusk. Today we're doing DIY Live. We're taking questions from the audience, and we're talking to people. And I'm going over some of the DIY that we made 2 weeks ago on this show, between interviews. And I'm just vaping them, just tasting them.
Okay, I'm going to publish this. I just called it berry custard. Actually, should we call it Juicy's berry custard?
It's yours. Call it Collin berries.
Collin berry custard. Okay. Collin berry custard.
Or chili berry. That doesn't sound that good though.
No, Collin berry sounds good.
Yeah, chili berry.
Okay. And I shall post that in chat for anyone.
This is good. This is better than I thought. This has got a slightly like, I want to say custardy. It's a more custard flavor than the Swagg Sauce one. The Swagg Sauce one was more milk. But is it custard? I keep thinking pastry when I taste this too. But I think I prefer the Swagg Sauce one a little so far. I'm going to crank this up a little bit. All of these have great cloud production because they're massive VG percentages. Oh, nice.
So yeah, I posted the recipe.
I think my batteries might be dead. They're dead. Oh my god. Those batteries are definitely dead. They just got really hot.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out. I feel bad. I should have taken the hint.
Custard. Eric says call it Juicy Dog's custard.
Juicy Dog. Juicy's dog is a little Shih Tzu right now. It used to be an Entelbooker. Yeah, okay. This is good, but it's bland. It has a very neutral. It doesn't taste like anything really. Like I don't taste strawberry.
Did you note down which PG/VG ratio you have?
Yeah, I've got all the recipes for these on the Weebs here. Let me just check it out. Do my research here. But yeah, I'm not actually a big fan of that recipe. The one from Swagg Sauce is way better. Oh, look, there's your recipe right there. Collin berry custard chili dog. It just appeared in the in the queue there. They all appear chronologically on eLiquid recipes if you guys haven't gone there. It's really cool. I'm going to log in here. For some reason, my browser is being slow. Okay. So... So let's see. This was called Strawberry Fog. And it was cheesecake graham crust. That's why I taste the pastry, because it has cheesecake graham crust in it.
Yeah.
And Bavarian cream. It has 3%. And what's weird is it's 3% strawberry ripe. And there are 3 other ingredients that total 2.5%. And still, it doesn't taste like strawberries.
Wow. Huh.
But it does taste like, you know, like a vanilla graham custard. Creamy.
Maybe give it another 2 weeks, because I have a couple of strawberry milk things that took a month, maybe 6 weeks to start having the strawberry really come out.
Yeah, but it's a chemical fact that after 3 weeks it's finished steeping. I mean, there's not really, there's no, even in large containers for I mean I'll give you a month, but after that, no. There's no way.
I forgot it. after 2 weeks.
And
So I
it's
only tasted it after a month.
yeah, and I'm sure it was better. Strawberry does take a long time. So this one maybe this person tastes the strawberry and I don't. If I were developing this recipe, I would try to put a little more strawberry in, or maybe try 2 kinds of strawberries. That's what I would do. I probably won't make this one again though, because I already have a great strawberry. But the second one I made this same recipe with Swagg Sauce flavors, same percentages, using the same 4 flavors, except they were named slightly differently. And you know what? It's good. I'll tell you the percentage. That's what you asked me. 70-30.
Huh?
Yeah. It's got
strange it's that bland.
It's got well, but 70-30. Yeah, right. That's a lot of PG, right?
And how much percentage of flavoring is in there altogether?
20%.
20%, and that's bland? Wow.
Yeah. Whereas the Swagg Sauce one tastes better. It tastes milkier. It tastes a little bit of strawberry. I think I just like the base better. I might just use this as a base for something else.
Yeah.
Because it's milky. I might use both of these as a base for something else. Because one's more grahamy and one's more milky.
That does smell good.
But they're not strawberry-y. It's interesting. I'm just reading some chat.
Did you want to get back to questions, or?
I am. I'm just reading some of them. They're talking about ratios. Is it true that more VG will not give the same taste than 50-50? And that is absolutely true. PG is where all the flavor comes from. So, let me tell you guys something. I want to settle the bets. This is the end all. I'm not even going to qualify this. 100% VG e-liquid sucks. So, flavor comes from PG. And VG is where we get the clouds and the viscosity. If you know what viscosity is the resistance to flow. So things that are viscous are thick. So old tanks were made for very thin liquid that was mostly PG, and it was kind of harsh. The problem with PG is that it can be a very harsh type of vape, and VG is a very nice, smooth vape. So everybody's trying to find this balance of where it's the smoothest but has the most flavor, and that's about 70-30 or 80-20. That's about where that lives. 60-40 is probably the best flavor, but not everyone likes to vape that. But in mouth to lung, that works great. Pretty much. But yeah, just so and just so people know, 100% VG vape juice is bad. And it's when somebody tells you, be aware that when somebody tells you max VG, that is meaningless. Max VG does not mean 100% VG. Let me ask you a question. If I own a semi-trailer and Collin owns a 1979 Honda Civic CVC 800, and we both go to the gas station and we put in max gas in our cars, how much gas did Collin buy? And how much gas did I buy? And I'm not talking about your atomizer. I'm talking about the bottle of e-liquid. You can literally say, if I decide that my e-liquid will have no VG, I can easily say this e-liquid is max VG, even if it is 100% PG, because I decided I didn't want to use any VG. It's max VG, the most VG I'm going to put in there. That's what that means. It's the most VG we're going to put in there. It's not 100% VG. They use this as a marketing ploy. If somebody says it's max VG, tell them that you want a number. You want a Phoenician Arabic numeral, a 2-digit / 2-digit ratio of VG and PG. Tell them that you don't want nebulous things like it's good and it's max VG and oh, cherry cherry pow pow bra, let's go skiing. Like, no, tell them you want a number, a scientific number, a ratio, because what you'll find out is they're often just trying to get away with something. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, it even says, I can read this straight off of the bottle for the Capella. It says, non-flavored ingredients, propylene glycol, used as a carrier to dissolve flavor ingredients.
That's what it's for.
So you can get flavors that are 100% VG, but then you have to warm them up, and apparently it's a real pain to mix with them, and they don't.
Well, one, not many people offer them. Like there are very few people you can even buy 100% VG flavors from, and those people are all boutique San Francisco artisanal, cheese flavor vendors. And the truth is, they suck. And it's a mathematical fun goal to achieve. Sure, that's great. I guess it's fun, but they don't taste good. So they taste as good as they can taste, but they don't taste that great. And it also is expensive because it takes much longer for PG or for the flavors to infiltrate VG than PG. So you know how your steep time on your juice is 3 weeks or whatever? Well, not if it's all VG. The more VG, the longer the steep time. So it's going to go up. You're going to need another long. And I'm not even talking about when you mix the flavors. I'm talking about when you're making the flavor, when you're making the raw, non-nicotine flavors to sell. It takes an eternity to actually create VG-based flavors because they pick up flavors so poorly. They do such a poor job. So that's all just academic, isn't it?
I believe so.
So the net result of this is that of our DIY is that we got 5 recipes that we tried in the last 2 weeks. You liked 2 of those. One of them, the jury's out because you got to give that a little time, but it's good so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one you made today. And I liked one of mine, not the other one so much. But it'd be a good base. We may do something with the base. We might come back later and just add more flavors to these, and I'll make up a base. And then try to do something else with it. I don't know. If I can get the VG down, or up rather.
Yeah, I find it strangely bland at 20%. That's a lot of... Like the one I just made is only 13.5% flavor.
Yeah. And 3% strawberry, just it might need. It's like it's a 3.6. It might need 4. That's a lot though. I think I'll try a different kind of strawberry, or maybe add some cranberry. You see what I mean? It's like cranberry makes it a little bit easier. It's got a more pungent flavor. And I have a local shop that makes their own PG flavors that are delicious. And they're very strong and very cheap and very good. And it's actually not a vape shop. It's a tea shop. Go to your local tea shop. Ask them if they have PG food flavors. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. Well, Capella is food flavor. It says.
Yeah.
1 drop per ounce to your food.
Yeah. Bakers know all about them. It looks like Vapor Flow from Sammy Joe is talking about it's mechanical and aerospace engineering talk here sometimes. That's true. They're discussing like the God Vape Shop and making espressos God shot. I worked in wholesale coffee and retail coffee for a long time. I'm one of those people who has had people come up to me innumerable times and said, "Oh my," done a double take and turned around and looked back at me and said, "Oh my God, this cup of coffee is the best cup of coffee I've ever had. What the fuck?" I've heard people say that 5,000 times. It gets old. You start hearing that. But the reason is because the lesson there is that you can teach a monkey to make bad coffee, and if your coffee is bad, then you should ask someone why. Because it's literally a monkey can do it. I could teach a trained dog to make a good shot of espresso. Well, not a dog. A monkey, though.
Yeah, opposable thumbs have.
I've trained hundreds of disaffected 20-somethings who all they wanted to do was be drunk in the morning and go party at night all day, every day, and be petulant. And I've trained them to make great coffee, so it's possible. You can train anybody. I remember one time my dad came up, and this is a long time ago, the useless fucker, but anyway, he came up here to Seattle, and he came into our shop, and they made him a cup of coffee, and we left, and he was like, "Oh," I was like, "How is it?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know how these things are supposed to taste." And I was like, No. You're cluing to me that it's bad. Is it bad? He's like, "I don't really like it." I'm like, "Hold on." So we walked back in there, and I tasted it. I'm like, "Yeah, this is not right." So we walked back in there. I was like, "Hey, man, Daddy's coffee is not very good. Will you make him another one? Your shot was bad." And they were like, "Oh, shit, I'm sorry," because that's what I trained him to do. You always say, "Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Here, let me instantly, everyone else, wait, I'm going to make another one." Okay, because it takes about 90 seconds to make a cup of coffee. It's not long.
Yeah.
And it was perfect the second time, and I was like, "There you go." And he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, don't you see? The lesson is that it's not about pretentiousness. It actually is delicious. If it isn't good, they did something wrong."
Yeah.
Oh, Vapor Flow, use the word frothing. It's not frothing, it's foaming. Froth is something that comes out of rabid dogs. Foam is something that delicious milk does. And tell your daughter that you should not be able to see any bubbles on the surface. It should look like a mirror on the top, like perfectly smooth. If you pick up a cup of coffee and you can see bubbles, then they are not doing it right. Not doing it right. Listen to me just critique everybody here. I'm going to stop with the coffee talk. I love coffee. That's what it is, plain and simple. I love coffee. And I'm even drinking some. So what have you guys been doing there this week? What's going on there in Toulouse? Are you guys having can dances?
No, it's been raining. Yeah, we've got the 14th coming up. Is it the 14th?
And what is the 14th?
Isn't it? Oh God, no.
Is that Bastille Day or something?
That's correct. Yes. Well done.
Right. I know it's around. It's very near our 4th of July.
Yeah.
In Paris, the Bastille district now is so fashionable. I love what they did there with the opera. I don't know if you guys know this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Colin, but the Bastille is now an opera house, and the whole area is a big party area with bars and stuff, and it's real cool. Am I wrong?
I cannot say. I haven't been to Paris in 15 years.
Oh, wow.
No, that's a lie. I was in Paris, but not in the center. I was at a training, Red Hat training.
Yeah, you had to run in, do something, and leave. You got one baguette, right, yeah. A quick sandwich, and you're out.
You go for the day.
Yeah.
But you don't actually go visit things. You go work.
Yeah.
That's what I go to Paris for now.
Yeah, I used to take business trips to Europe, and I was lucky that I was able to. Sometimes you can schedule them so they're on holidays. You know, that's good.
Yeah.
Europeans
you can lay over the weekend as well.
And Europeans take more holidays than Americans, so it's for us it's a little bit of a treat because Europeans work harder and take more time off, whereas we just drag our asses to work every day and do the bare minimum it takes to fucking survive, but keep on going.
Yeah, we have paid holiday is law. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember we do too, but it's only 6 holidays. And another thing is there was a woman that worked for me that was from Germany. I had a woman that worked. I had people in Germany, England, Brussels, Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Denver, and almost Hong Kong. So the Frankfurt gal was 30-something at the time when I was employing her. And I learned that in Germany, when you're born without any vacation days. And when you turn 18, you earn 2 weeks of vacation days, no matter where you work. And then you accumulate vacation days, not your job. That's how it should work. That's fair. That means that somebody who's 40, who's worked their whole life, gets to you carry your vacation for you, not your fucking employer. But so I employed her, and she took 6 weeks off a year. She had 6 weeks of paid vacation a year. She was like a 40-year-old German woman, and she used every fucking day of it. And she worked so hard. She never failed ever on any task I ever gave her, never had a problem, never did. She never failed ever on anything, and she had 6 weeks of vacation a year. So we are wrong.
I have 7.
7 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. And you probably and the world doesn't end. Your business still makes money. Everybody still gets their work done. In America, it's only about squeezing profits out of people like us. It's only about making us work harder. It's got nothing to do. We are more productive than you because we're squeezed harder. Americans are the most productive. This is measured. It's a metric.
Probably more Americans crack under pressure, though.
No, Americans are beginning to crack under pressure. Well, I know that we're unhappy. I mean, yes, that's true. But this is a related thing, right? Like we're definitely like the 58th most unhappy country in the world or something, you know, like Finland is number 1 happy and nobody in America is happy. So this is part of it, definitely. We work too much. And the only thing we work for is the profits of other people. We don't work for we get nothing. You get nothing in America anymore.
Yes.
I talked to my friends at Vango Vapes. And Sadiq, by the way, at Vango Vapes, just had his 4th baby. Congratulations. And it's a girl this time. That's great. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for all the hardship and money and pain you're going to have to go through the next 20 years. And he's like, oh no, I live in Canada. It's fine. Yeah, that's not how it is in America. Nobody says that in America. Nobody. Except rich people. Rich people do that. Everyone else knows what it actually costs. because you pay for everything here. There's nothing. You get no help from the government. Our government is not here to help anybody except corporations. It's such a weird country in America. It's like so weird. So it looks like Vaporflow was working 3 jobs raising kids. That's pretty good. I've done that too. Oh, it took us to the top of the Eiffel Tower. That's killer. Did you know that the Eiffel Tower would crumble within 20 years if it didn't get repainted every 7 years?
It's held up by paint, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's protected by paint because that iron is very reactive with oxygen, and so any significant amount of time, that thing. So if you ever see a post-apocalyptic thing or whatever where the Eiffel Tower is standing, bullshit. That thing would be crumbled like powder. Be half of it laying there in a pile within 50 years. Within 200 years, it'd just be a pile of rubble.
Fun fact of the day.
Yeah. I just listened to a documentary about engineering recently.
How are we doing for time, buddy?
I don't know. We're probably doing terribly because I'm always behind and just ranting about random stuff. I'm actually really liking this swag sauce recipe I made. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to tell them I'm almost at a recipe they could use. I think that's the problem with those, is that they sell their own flavors, but they don't make it clear. They don't give people guidelines about how to use them, so it's not really clear what you're supposed to do. I've had to just do everything completely randomly. This is like my 5th try. Okay, let's see. We're doing pretty well. Let me just go to my watch page. Yep, we gotta go. You're absolutely right. You nailed it. Okay. You guys are all the greatest people ever. Collin, is there anything you'd like to say to the wonderful people out there before we go?
Have a great weekend. Have a great 4th of July.
That's really nice. Thank you. And y'all have a great Bastille Day coming up in 2 weeks. And so all of you guys, we love y'all. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Thank you.